So here's something insane. I need help paying my mortgage is trending more than it did in 2008. That was when everybody had really lousy mortgages. If you don't remember the crisis in 2008, it was the craziest, bonkersest thing in the world, and we're going to cover that. But if everybody's having troubles paying their mortgage, certainly a city like Vegas, which has a 7% decline in tourists, must be really hurting, right? So in today's video, we're going to go over the mortgage crisis across the country, the housing situation, and how it is probably going to affect you if you don't know it. It's coming to a hometown near you. We're on the Las Vegas Strip. We're tying everything together. This is NLLV. It stands for either Not Leaving Las Vegas or No Lies, Lux Veritas. 1, 2, 3, and action. So Nevada and Florida, those are the two states right now that are battling hand in hand for let's just melt down our entire market. I don't know what it is. It could be because people moved here en masse after COVID. I don't know if you're familiar. Have you ever heard of the Great COVID Migration? It was a thing. It really existed, and it was where everybody moved out of one place into another. Obviously, both states are very much based on tourism and travel. Like, for example, this booth right here, all they do is they sell Grand Canyon tours to people. And let's be honest, although Americans want to see the Grand Canyon, you're much more likely to see it if you're international. These guys are dead. You could sit and watch this booth for hours at a time. How's this guy paying his rent? I have no idea. But out here, we have a 16% increase in foreclosures that are going down. Florida leads us by just a little bit. And there's like one foreclosure for every 2,069 mortgages right now in Nevada. And when I say Nevada, just know this, like, it's all Vegas. It's all Vegas. I'll tell you what, you guys don't know this about Nevada, but if there wasn't a Vegas, there wouldn't be a Nevada. Here's why. Because no hate or anything like that on other parts of the state, but I think we have like 3.1 million people and 2.7 million of them live here, or some crazy number like that. I'll put it on the screen behind my head. So everything I say is going to be pinned to Vegas, and everything in Vegas is going to be pinned to the Strip, and everything on the Strip has been down, and hopefully it's getting better. That's why you should subscribe to the channel, and you guys should understand what's going on with the city you want to visit, because it's going to cost you more, it's going to cost you less. We update you and we tell you the truth. I remember the wife and I going over to this guy's place. He had a condo apartment at the Las Vegas Country Club. That's kind of one of the first high-rise stuff around the Strip, and he was doing like a fire sale. He was selling Bruno Magli shoes. That's the kind of shoes that O.J. Simpson never owned until he did. And he was selling them for $50. These were worth hundreds. I asked him, how come you're selling everything? He says, I'm losing all my homes. I said, how many homes do you own? He says to me, I own 117 homes. I says to him, what? What do you do for a living? I thought he was a billionaire. He says, I was a Subway franchisee, and I just kept banking the home equity, and they didn't check, and they asked me just to put how much I thought I would make. And then from there, it was just, oh, you have equity, let's give you more money. Oh, you have equity, let's give you more money. And like, to be certain, that is 100% not as what's happening right now. Right now, the mortgage business is qualifying people. They are vetting people properly. These were things that happened when Obama was in office. They kind of said, we're never going to let this happen again. Okay, so you say back then, nobody should have been able to have afforded all those homes. Absolutely true. But right now, it's different. Right now, people can't afford their houses for different reasons. And this is the problem in the economy that I need you guys to understand exists. Although some people on one side of the politics, on the right-hand side, will say everything is great. And some people on the left-hand side will say everything is great when they're candidates in office. That's not the truth. Pay close attention right now. So first of all, let's talk about inflation and food prices and gas prices, and let's talk about gas as in gaslighting. I am a conservative who's kind of tired of being gaslit over things. I currently don't even drive a car because the cost of insurance is ridiculously through the roof. I live in Nevada. I drive a 2001 old car that costs me over $310 a month if I want to get absentee driver in case somebody bangs me and drives away. Bangs me and drives away. Can we get a like for that? That sounds so dirty. Someone's going to clip that out and be like, Steven gets banged on the regular, and then they just drive away. The other side of it is grocery prices, which they say are down, but are they down? Are you seeing your grocery prices down? Because I'm not seeing it. Sure, eggs are less expensive. Let's do a victory lap on that. Property taxes, HOA fees are going up. Just basically everything, including health insurance. How are tariffs affecting health insurance? It's complete and utter nonsense. So then let's say you got in on all of that cheap mortgage action, that juicy, wonderful 2.5%, 3.5%, 4% mortgage mortgage action a while back, and your mortgage is, $1,500 a month. But if your mortgage is $1,500 a month and then your cost of living on everything else has tracked up and your wages haven't tracked up, then we get into something called stagflation. That's where no matter what you do, you feel like you can't get ahead. And then as things keep getting more expensive, because remember, tariffs were supposed to pay for things, not cause inflation, but inflation still exists, so I have no idea what's even going on anymore because I'm just a guy holding a spatula in Las Vegas. Then, we're at a point where stagflation, not a stag party. This is not what happens when you go to a stag party or a bachelor party in Vegas. That starts to kick in. And before you know it, Google search for help paying my mortgage is up more than it was since 2008. Did you learn something? Are you 1% smarter now? Give me a subscription if you're 1% smarter. Because the next thing we have to look at is what this means for the overall broader economy in a whole. What about the markets? How is that going to play out? Because the feds have gone ahead and cut the interest rates on borrowing money. Lenders are going to be able to borrow money at lower interest rates, which means that the billionaires and the gazillionaires, they're going to be buying hard assets with their money. They're going to be buying real estate. They're going to be buying stocks, bonds, cryptos, pretty much buying everything that you can't afford right now and driving the price of that stuff up. And this puts us at a risk of a great melt up as your wages don't keep track. What are you going to do? I mean, things are already expensive enough for you as it is, right? And I'll tell you what I do is I get up and I trade those markets in the mornings. And I'm not looking to hit giant grand slams. We teach base hits. And I make $50 here, $75 there. And I find it to be really fun and liberating. Done within 20 to 30 minutes most days. Look, if you think that would be helpful to you to learn that skill and potentially make enough to pay some of your bills or maybe your mortgage in time, and maybe, hey, you might be Neo from the Matrix. You might be the one. You make 10 grand a week. You take me and my wife out to the Bacchanal buffet. Okay, good deal if that's the case. But go over, and I have it on sale right now. I have 10 coupon codes they opened up for me. Go to 1kaday.diy and type in the code 4. And what it is you'll get the course for less than the cost of a pair of AirPods Pro. These will last a year or two, and the course will last you forever. You get lifetime access for $199, and you'll learn how to see the same 3 or 4 things over and over again, and how the futures work, and you'll know more than 90% of your friends. But it sells out usually when I do these codes within an hour and a half, so go check out 1kaday.diy, type in the code number 4, and I'll see you over there. So if you're not participating in the markets, if you don't do my course, you don't already trade the markets, you don't invest, then at least watch the markets for the next 3 to 6 months. Because the real truth is they're not done with these interest rate cuts. They're going to do another one likely in November or October, maybe December. All said and done, they're going to cut nearly 1 entire percentage interest rate. But it has to do a lot with the markets too. I mean, if the labor market gets better somehow in the next few months, you may not see any more of those rate cuts and things might not melt up as bad as they are. But I think what happens at the top of the melt up is that everybody gets caught with high housing costs, high mortgage rates. Put it this way, we're sitting on a glut of homes that are available in the market right now and nobody is buying. And watch what the feds do, the FOMC, that's what they're called, the FOMC minutes. And it could be an entire percentage knocked off the interest rates. And when the markets continuously pump forever, like I mentioned, you have new corporate overlords to pay your rent checks to. One of the biggest landowners in the valley are private hedge funds, REITs, real estate investment trusts, that come in and buy the homes in mass. I think they own literally tens of thousands of homes across the valley. So you can't afford the home, but they'll gladly rent to you as long as you have an immaculate credit score or literally $10,000 to get into a property, because it's pretty well vetted out here that if you're not perfect, they don't want to rent to you. Now you might be saying that actually if the markets pump, that's good for me, because when things go up in price, the wages go up, everything else goes up. But again, it's the inflation question. And we haven't had this giant, huge ramp up in tariffs, prices and inflation that people said that we would, but it doesn't mean it's not coming. A lot of companies front-loaded purchases of things when the tariffs weren't active, but they knew they were coming. And so nobody knows what happens into 2026. If inflation does start to heat up, which we'll know after this interest rate cut in a few months, then companies will go to lay off even more people and switch to automation even more. Then the whole thing falls off and you're still paying more for your housing because, again, free money, if it continues to happen, just forces more people to own assets like homes that you won't be able to afford in the long run. And this sets up a trap. We got a rate lock trap. People who bought a 3% mortgage years ago can't sell their homes because they thereby risk having to get a 6 or 7% mortgage, causing the price of their home to go up. This then causes people who are in the market looking to buy a home to try to get a reduction on the price of their home, but people who have invested in homes years ago want to get full value, or what they perceive to be full value, for their houses. And this means that, like here in Vegas last month, there's a 30% jump in 1 month alone of homes that are just sitting on market with absolutely no offers being made on them, while everybody kind of collectively looks at the real estate pool waiting for the water to get perfect. So now the annual household income in Vegas for a household is around $75,000 a year. This is assuming more than one person are working. So what this means is that if you did take a big leap and buy a home in Vegas right now, not only are you paying what is most likely above market value because of all of those homes sitting on market doing nothing, you're also setting yourself up for negative equity in the future, and you're buying a mortgage that you can't even afford. So check this out. Economists will tell you all day long that it's a bad idea for your housing, no matter if you're a renter or a homeowner, to be above 30% of your monthly or annual income. So if we take the $75,000 level and we break it down, we see that most people out here in Vegas as a household are making about $6,250 per month. $6,250 per month, 30% of that is only about $1,800. But right now, because of interest rates and because of everybody being backlogged and the prices of homes being too much because people refuse to reduce the price, you're looking at a $3,000 to $3,500 a month mortgage payment, which is well over 30%, which is in danger zone for most people. And as we said in the very start of this video, as things continue to go up in price, as everybody's stuck in a stagflation cycle and most jobs are working right now, as more corporate overlords are buying homes and offering them to rent to you for a deal at about $2,000 to $2,500 for a single-family, 2-bedroom residential home in the Valley, it's setting up all across America to be the exact same way. An entire nation of renters where the American dream of owning a home is out of reach for so many people. Question is, what are you going to do about it, right? Because at the end of the day, like, I'm not giving you financial advice. I don't give it here. I don't give it in the trading course that I offer. I'm just going to tell you what we're going to do, which is just sit and wait for the market, which if you were my friend, I'd tell you to probably sit and wait for the market as well. And here's why. A couple of things are going to happen. Either number one, the price of the mortgages are going to get more affordable, although we're probably never going to get back to where it was before. That is a pipe dream that you should probably not wait for. Or number two, most likely scenario is the sellers will tap out. Tap, tap, tap. They'll say, we're lowering the prices. And when they do that, if you took a mortgage for $500,000 and the price is now valued at only $400,000, you're sitting with negative equity. That's what they call being underwater, kids. And nobody wants to be there. So we're just going to wait on it and see how it turns out. And in the meantime, I recommend you prepare. Make as much extra money as you possibly can. Make sure that when the markets do stabilize and you're ready to jump into real estate or get a new house or whatever it is, that you have the 30% that you need of your income to your housing payment ratio. Make sure that your credit is halfway decent. I know some people don't like to look at that stuff, but go and start fixing that today. The best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is today. That's an old saying that really does hold true in this case. Make as much extra money as you possibly can. I don't care if that means DoorDash or Uber Eats or you Lyft or you go to Goodwill and flip stuff on Marketplace or eBay. Just do something to make yourself better. If you're 1% smarter, subscribe to this channel, come back. We talk about Vegas and the national economy and how it all ties in together, and we have fun here too doing it. If you guys want to use my course to make some potential extra money, go to 1kaday.diy. We don't teach you how to become a millionaire. We teach you how to learn the markets, how to do base hits, how to grow a trading account. And from there, once you have all that knowledge, it's up to you. Use the code number 4 to get 90% off. I only have 10 spots available. It always sells out, guys, so I recommend if you do it right away, you'll get in on the founding members price and own it for life. And if you're one of my awesome members on Patreon, your name is right now going up and down through this casino, hovering on the digital abyss. And thank you guys so much to our Patreon members. They get extra content every single week. And they get their name in the credits once a week on my videos. Check out the economic playlist next to my head if you guys want to see the real deal in Vegas and how it all operates. And we show you how the sausage is made. Until the next time I see you, you only got one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow, because opportunity comes once in a lifetime, yo. I say 3, 2, 1, click. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, and click!